Hello everyone, how are you today? Good? All right. So we're going to talk today about the open metaverse, how the Sandbox is one of the decentralized virtual world that is part of it. First, let me ask in the room who is already familiar with the concept of metaverse. Great, everyone, you're in the right conference. Great. And now, who is already familiar with Sandbox? Pretty much the same, nice. Who owns lands in Sandbox? All right, we have to improve here. So maybe after this presentation, you'll get a better idea of the possibilities and you will want to engage either creating an avatar or owning land. So I like to start with a video that showcases the upcoming Alpha Season 3 of Sandbox, which include more than 90 experiences, giving you a first taste of the possibilities of the metaverse. This alpha season will be launching around the beginning of August. We'll feature major IPs and brands, including Care Bears, Smurf, Rabbids by Ubisoft, The Walking Dead, Atari, deadmau5, Steve Aoki as well, and other collections from the Web3 ecosystem as well, such as Borget or the World of Women. Music artists, brands from all around the world, including Asia and the West. It's going to be an exciting moment this summer. So, everyone has already heard about Sandbox, but do you really know what is Sandbox and what we're doing? Let me try to summarize this idea. Like for us, first, how do we see the metaverse? We really see it mostly as this myriad of virtual world where users, through an avatar, will be able to access more fun, more social, more creative, more immersive experiences. That avatar becomes their new digital identity. It's a 3D character. And unlike what we've seen before in video gaming or virtual world for almost 25 years, you have, as a user, the possibility to take that avatar from one world to another, to take all your digital assets, whether they are wearable, equipment, game item, virtual land, virtual houses, and much more, including your currency, and you can use them across any of those worlds. You can also sell them on marketplaces if you want, monetize them the way you want. That's really what we think is the metaverse. But at the beginning, the metaverse will be essentially empty. So we have to create the content. We have to create all the experiences that will populate it. 99% of the metaverse will be user-generated content. And that's why we need to make it as accessible as possible, the content creation. Any one of you should be able to become a creator in the metaverse or a player in the metaverse. So we provide tools such as VoxEdit, our 3D editor, which allows to make content, animate it. It's almost like digital Legos. Legos is so simple, you don't even need to read the user manual to start playing around it. That should be the same in the metaverse. We also have a game maker, no code, where you can create content without any programming language. So again, creating experiences on the go. Besides user-generated content, you also will find a lot of brands, a lot of content from the real world that brings this cultural aspect into the metaverse and bridge between the reality and the virtual world with places, characters, stories, content that you're already familiar with. Content, in the case of Sandbox, mostly driven by entertainment with music artists like Snoop Dogg, with entertainment like Walking Dead, like fashion brands such as Gucci or lifestyle Adidas, gaming brand and so on. But for the first time, you can take all those content that you're already familiar with and you can use them to mix, to remix, to create your own stories, mixing your content you create or you bought from other creators plus those brands content and make your own experiences, publishing them on a map. that define a new format of entertainment where users will own their identity, will own their content, and can build alone or together, can play alone or together, can socialize, can meet, can work, can earn, and can learn and can earn. To do so, we use blockchain technology. That is the only technology that is trustable, transparent, that no single party can actually alter the data, and that ensure the proof of authorship, who is the creator, the proof of ownership, which is what is the history of transaction between all the owners, and the digital scarcity, which helps establish the value of those digital assets. And now that we have digital assets that are valuable, that can be traded, sold on marketplaces, used in the virtual world and outside of them, we have the basis from the whole digital economy for digital services and jobs behind, and eventually even a system where decentralized finance and governance will be possible thanks to that. Also, what is unique in Sandbox is we are a virtual world with a map, meaning like you are going to discover experiences through your avatar, not just in the same way as you do on an App Store, Google Play Store, or the other content distribution store, because the land, the proximity of the land, the neighborhood, the location is going to matter. So land is a piece of digital real estate that you can own, you can rent, or you can use to publish your own creation, making it accessible to other users through their avatar. And in Sandbox, we have 464 lands in total. It is a finite number, so you cannot, there will be never ever more land released. And what we've done is we've sold progressively the land over the past 2 years, adding various brands from all around the world and creating this concept of neighborhood, reinforced by the notion that you can put your own logo on your land, meaning like you can now have virtual neighbors. You can create communities where you will find in those neighborhoods a mixture of content around fashion, around gaming, around music, etc. The metaverse offers the possibility to anyone to become the neighbor of their favorite celebrity, their favorite brand, their favorite community or project, and create together, expanding the world of their favorite world onto multiple lands. This is community-owned co-creation. And we, as I was mentioning in the beginning, I feel like the metaverse should be appealing to anyone. So we work to bring some of the most popular brands in music, in gaming, in fashion, in entertainment, and beyond, from both the West and the East. So no matter which country you are, there should be always something, some content, some personality, some celebrity that you're familiar with and that will give you a reason to come, to try. And hopefully, you'll come for it initially, but you'll stay and you'll start engaging with all the other content from the creators of the other brands, and that will give you a reason to come back. We also discover in the metaverse a lot of projects and communities from the overall Web3 ecosystem, including various NFT collections. We provide more value to those communities, more utility, because now the holders of those NFTs can have a virtual space where they can create their own adventures, their own stories, their own games, their own environments. They can come with their character and socialize with each other. We even transform through interoperability their, most of the time, 2D images collection into 3D playable characters that can now do like over 70 kind of actions, such as like chatting, dancing, running, fighting, etc., which reinforce the notion of digital identity, of attachment to those content, and allows them to do more things thanks to the ownership of those NFTs. And in a nutshell, we really see the future of gaming around giving the ability to anyone to build their own content in the game they love, to create, to collect, to own those assets, to choose how they can use them in the game and outside of the game, and even participate into the governance of those games alongside the original creator or developer. This is pushing toward a new business model where both players and creators are actually rewarded for the time they're going to spend in the form of content creation or in the form of engagement with other users, bringing life into those games, and earn from it. But first and foremost, we need to think the metaverse as a place for creativity and imagination. Not a place for commerce and transaction. Not yet. It's way too early for that. And we want to push a place focusing on the experiences first, giving a reason for people to be inspired, for people to come, to be surprised, to find new interactions that they cannot find on other applications, different kind of experiences. I don't think people will come first and foremost into the metaverse to try to buy something or to spend. They want to get value, to be rewarded for their engagement. And also, beyond creativity and imagination, I think we have the chance to enter a space where we can choose who we want to be. That's new. So we can be, you pick your avatar, you can be a man, a woman, or a non-human creature. You do not, that avatar that becomes your 3D representation of yourself, there can be many, doesn't need to look exactly like yourself in the real world. You can be much more creative than that. Of course, you can be your exact self, but I think it's more fun and more engaging when your identity is unique as an NFT, so no one else in the world can look like you. And so you can be that unique guy, Snoop Dogg in Gucci or other characters. And you can use that identity not only in Sandbox, but really across all the decentralized virtual world that are part of the open metaverse. That means that you can even play with your avatar that is actually not created in Sandbox, but that comes from the overall ecosystem. And we put a lot of effort at Sandbox to bring to life all your characters, all those most popular collection. Maybe some of you are already familiar with Cool Cats, Clonex, Gutter Lab, Cyberkongs, Moonbirds maybe, or Bored Ape. Raise your hand if you've never heard of any of those. All right, so now it means like you can play with your NFT, you can start being part of this new mashup world where all those different characters are coming to life. And I find it more exciting, more surprising. I want to play, I want to interact in a world that looks like that. And it's a surprise every time. We also do a lot of efforts to bring more inclusivity in the space, more diversity in the space. So the very first NFT collection that we brought to life was actually World of Women, a collection of 10,000 women characters. So we want to unleash your imagination. We think like ultimately all the activities from the real world will happen in the metaverse, whether it's like virtual real estate, housing, architecture, music concerts, virtual shows, fashion shows, art galleries, museum, education, shopping, retail, work even. All of those will happen in the metaverse progressively. Thanks to technology, we can augment these experiences. And so it means that it provides a good number of opportunities for everyone to start being creative, to start expanding the possibilities and think fresh again, like how do we want to interact again with our avatar and do those activities in this new space that's now available to us. And I think those opportunities should mean also new jobs, like the metaverse brings new kind of skills that are maybe not valued enough in general into 20th century or 21st century. Now, like playing a video game, completing quests, using those items to actually increase your revenue or selling them on the marketplace can be your next job. But you can also choose to be involved as a creator, designing virtual houses, being an architect that use and goes beyond imagination, beyond the laws of physics to make new landmarks of the world, of the virtual world. Fashion designers for the avatar is actually a rising category as well. You can organize events, dating events, even wedding. It's happening in the metaverse. We are already having several weddings lined up in Sandbox. Organizing events and tickets, or curating content, welcoming players into lands to offer them a very unique experience, curating, being a tour guide, and much more. At the end of the day, as people will be spending more and more time every day in the metaverse through all those different kinds of interaction, that virtual reality becomes a new reality alongside the physical self that they have. And we put a lot of effort to support an ecosystem, to nurture a vibrant ecosystem of creators. We feel like we should have really that creator-first approach, supporting anyone who want to bring content, who want to build those experiences that others will enjoy. And we're proud to have over 100 studios around the world, 30,000 plus creators producing the content, the experience for the landowners, for the brands, and for you to experience and see how diverse and unique the metaverse can be. There's already 4 studios in Hong Kong, 8 in Korea, 3 in Japan, 5 in France, 5 in US. And what's amazing is that it's a space that's really evolving fast. Less than 12 months ago, most of those studios were just individuals. Most of them never made a video game before, not even involved in that. They just found about Sandbox. They started testing our tool during competition and contest. They found they had some skills in it. They got better. And then progressively, they've been able to move from one individual creator to like hiring other people. And now, on average, they are companies of 10 to 20 people. We had the first studio in the US acquired by Admix. It was a 100-people company after, a little bit more than a year. So it's already seeing consolidation and new opportunities. There's also something quite interesting, and I will accelerate. Like, beyond experience and entertainment, we can also see the potential of how finance, banks are also entering the space. The financial institution who will be the closest to the users who earn, learn, spend time in the space are the ones who are the most likely to be the winner in the future. We support this ecosystem with various initiatives, including grants, or including launching an accelerator program, including supporting various actions toward more inclusivity and diversity in the space, because we have, again, for the first time, the chance to make things better in the virtual world than they are in the virtual world currently. And so here is quickly 5 tips that I recommend to anyone who is still wondering, okay, that's great. Everything that he's telling seems really exciting, but concretely, how do I enter the space? 5 considerations. The first one is think of the space as a place where you can give value to your fan and loyal users, not try to capture value. So don't try just to come and sell something, but see how you can reward users for their contribution, for their time. See how you can encourage user-generated content, pushing the creativity, the co-creation with your fan, and reward them for that. Putting creativity first, and finally embracing that NFT culture. So coming, accepting that there will be other NFT in your land, that people can come and be represented with other NFT collections, or even promoting external NFTs so that you continue to educate your users the place to create a more open world and in general a more open metaverse. That's it. I really invite you to create an avatar if you haven't done so, especially as the Alpha Season 3 is starting at the beginning of August and will give you a first taste of the possibilities to play into. Thank you.